I'm ready to throw this phone out the freaking window. It literally falls all the time off of like any flat surface because it's so slippery. Jeez Louise. Good morning, you guys. How we doing? It's what is the day? It's like September 1st. Is it Friday? Wow, it's only Friday. I don't know why. I slept in late, so it feels like a whole nother like day. But I woke up. I wanted to tell you guys this. I was excited to share this with you. I'm recording on my phone because my laptop all of a sudden like isn't able to record video as soon as I start talking more about like what's going on and the reality of gang stalking and stuff, and then also just like getting more into the word and sharing like the gospel, like that's pretty fishy to me. And like the recording camera on my other laptop just stopped taking video too, so that's actually just more encouragement for me to continue and keep going. But it does take a little bit of a toll on the mental, I'm not gonna lie. But that's fine. That's the price we pay for being chosen ones and choosing to glorify God like every single day. But I was waking up this morning and honestly kind of struggling mentally, like, okay, it hasn't even been a day yet and I already want to like, it hasn't even been a full day yet and I already am like over it. I was getting out of bed, like kind of like talking to myself saying this. You know how you kind of like angry rant when you're like in a mood, you know, to yourself and like no one's around, so you're just like able to kind of vent. And so then I got up and I was like really just not feeling anything. I'm feeling a little bit better because like the pain stuff I started to use it's like starting to kick in. I'm like, oh, is this what it feels like to not be in pain? Okay, this is nice. So it's starting to kick in, but I plopped down on the couch and then just was like putting on my socks, and even like putting on my socks hurts because the injury from Monday, but it's a good thing. So I was putting on my socks and then I was just like, fuck. I was like ranting and like cursing to myself, like, you know, when you wake up and you're just not feeling the day. But then I looked at the clock and it said exactly 2:22. And I literally just went, oh. I was like, ah! And then I was like, oh. It was literally like the same way somebody's like, shh, just there. It gives you a hug, you know? I was like, oh. I couldn't be mad anymore. So we are protected, and I mean, what are the chances that I like just get up exactly at 2:22? That's happened before with like taking naps and then waking up at exactly 5:55. I don't want to like over spiritualize things and like get lost in the details of details of life that really might not mean anything, but I kind of felt like that meant something because it calmed me down. It had like an effect, a spiritual like calming effect or positive effect of me like being able to be like, all right, girl, you can do this. I know you're like not feeling the best and you're going through some things, but like you got this. And I can't even begin to tell you how grateful I am for this platform. It has helped me so much in my life, keeping things on a sketch. Yeah. Because then it helps me like do the littler things that I was struggling to do before. So like it's kind of funny when you add more responsibility to your plate, you're better at taking care of the littler things with yourself, and you're more motivated to take care of like yourself so I can take care of everybody type of thing. Like I want to be like everybody's rock. So I have a message today about deception, and I was listening to this awesome sermon last night. He has like so many subscribers. I didn't even know you could have that many subscribers. Well, actually, I've seen a couple people with 1 million subscribers, so yeah. But he had a lot, and his name's Tony Evans, and he's a pastor. And he had some I listened to the whole sermon. It was like 90 minutes, and I ate dinner at like midnight, just kind of like slowly while I was working. I like worked so much yesterday. I love it. Oh my god, I'm so happy with my career right now. Like, I love to work. That's the only thing I want to do now. Like, it's so funny as an adult, like, it took me a long time to figure out what I'm best involved in, because it was actually my first hip hop Brooklyn dance teacher that told me 9 to 5 jobs for you is just, you're not meant for the 9 to 5 job. And I remember like smiling like really big, and like we had a great conversation after our first dance class together. And after this is healed, I'll probably sign up for more classes with her, but she's so sweet. And she saw that in me like the first time I like showed up to class. It's so funny, but it really is true that I really have more like of the energy for gig life, or like book an event and work for a couple of hours and like have preparation and like prepare my energy, and like I'm the talent and then I get paid, rather than like 9 to 5. I just could never. I mean, I did it for a little bit at some law firms, but I'm so pleased that I found my rhythm. Thank you, Jesus, for that. Today's message is like deception, and talking more about how the devil operates. And the way he was explaining it too was like so cool. He was so good. Go check out Tony Evans on YouTube, y'all. And basically, I wanted to share this because yesterday in my live stream, or like webcam stream, I don't know, said that I kind of was touching on the point that if you have success, you only have so much success, like as there is that failure, like underneath it, so to speak. Because like that failure were all the times that you were trying to be successful, but now you're successful, but you wouldn't have never like reached this point without all these like failed attempts of trying to be successful. So I was thinking about like this and that, and also guys, like update on quitting weed. So nauseous. I actually was like a little sick this morning. So pushing through, but I am reporting alive and well for what, 2 days, no weed. I think it's, what is it, 2 or 3 days? When did I quit? It was Tuesday was the last, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, this makes sense that I'm feeling, the withdrawals at this point, day 3. But on the bright side, I am feeling really cool about how I was able to like remember some of my dreams that I had last night. And I was driving a truck. I was like driving a truck. Like I was like on a mission. I don't know what was going on, but it was a good truck. And I was driving in my hometown or something like that. And so I'm starting to get recollection of dreams. Yes, the mood is like pretty, it's pretty, like my mood is pretty much noticing that it's missing that substance that was helping regulate the mood. So the mood is a little spiky here or spiky there, but that was expected with withdrawal symptoms. So just letting you guys know, I am walking the talk and talking the walk. Pretty nauseous, but we're gonna get through it. Like I can handle anything. So basically, the devil works through deception. He's like the master of deception, and he's the father of lies. So you can see why everything else in his children that he has, like his children, he's the father of lies. So all of his demons, of course, gonna be nothing but deception rulers, makers, deception operators. They're the ones following his rule of constantly deceiving humankind, constantly deceiving mankind. And the devil knows that you're on the path with God, and he knows that you're wanting to get closer with God, but he'll do anything to distract you. So he'll he'll find a way to find time with you in your head or through another like external influence in your environment that kind of like he knows. Like the devil is crafty. That was what the sermon was kind of pinpointing last night that I thought was really cool. Is like the devil knows like what weak points you have. You know? So he knows your past. He knows what he was able to do in the past to get you off the good and righteous path and to go into like the narrow gated path. He knows, which buttons of yours to exploit, to become weak, to become addicted to something again, to spew hate, evil, jealousy, envy, to stir mischief, to stir any unrest, any disharmonic dynamic that is like the devil's like Shangri-La or like their favorite forte. His favorite forte is to just wreak havoc and make everything disharmonic, like go over here and tell this person that they look bad today, and that this new habit that they're doing really isn't really gonna pay off for them. And that's what the devil, that's what the sermon last night was kind of saying too. Was that the devil wants you to think that you are in a position where God is holding out on you. So, for example, with the tree of the fruit of knowledge, the tree that they weren't supposed to eat from, the devil that came around and basically whispered into like Eve's ear that this is like the tree to eat from, and got her to hyper focus on this one tree and the fruit from this tree. And so the devil will create temptation in you, and he increased her appetite, her physical appetite around that tree. And that's kind of why fasting is so important nowadays. And that kind of made sense and like full circle to me now. I was like, whoa, that's so true, because the devil can like manipulate your emotions and even your like physical appetite, and of course your like libido and like that kind of appetite. I guess that's also like a physical appetite, sexual appetite. So I was just like in awe of like learning how the devil is so crafty. And that's what he kept saying. He's like, the devil is crafty, like somebody who's able to, you know, like imagine you're playing a game of Monopoly and you're doing like every little crafty thing you can or say to the person, or with the puzzle pieces or the board, to get the other person to like be deceived in any way possible. And that's how the devil like works his tools. He's crafty. He'll like tell lies up here to make you do this, and then you miss out on this. The devil will be like, "Ooh, wouldn't a hit of a joint be so yummy right now? Wouldn't this joint just be so good?" And then you really like hyper focus on that one hit of like being like, "Ooh," in the clouds and stuff. But then when the report card comes around and you be seeing those grades, you're like, oh, I guess that hit wasn't as good. When a mother who has 3 children and is on welfare, and she's like trying to get cereal poured into bowls, and they're all running around, and she's like, "Can you just sit down, please?" Like everybody just, and everyone's screaming, and then someone's like, "Where's the orange juice?" And this mom was like, "Oh my God, please, Jesus, take me back to the night where I was so turned on and I had sex with that guy who is no longer here for me." The sex all of a sudden doesn't seem as fun or as good or as thrilling when you have these consequences. I'm not saying children are consequences, but in the case of being overwhelmed without the support, yeah. Single moms like go through hard times. You know, like the consequence is really where we start to see how the devil came into our lives at a certain origin point, but we have to go back and filter and like filter for ourselves, where did I give in? Because at some point there was a temptation set in front of me, and then where did I give in? Because it takes two to tango with the devil too. Like he has to like present an offer, like, here's this hot chick who has this really low cut shirt, and your wife's not around, and it's 2 a.m. and the bar's still open. Like, that's what the devil's like. I feel like he's like, and then we have to be like, resist the devil and he will flee. Or it's like, well, maybe I could just have one drink. And that's how it starts. So the devil will get you to hyper focus on the thing that you like can't have. Because God said you can eat from all these other trees in the Garden of Eden. He's like, you can eat from all these other trees. But the devil came around and was like, I want you to think that God is holding out on you. So, and then like, that kind of like convinced and manipulated Eve to be like, oh, yeah, maybe God is holding, maybe this is like the best fruit. And he's just like not sharing with us because, you know, like so it's just lies. It's just lies. That the devil will feed you over and over and over and over and over. So we have to erase the evil and fall in love with the good from God, and be aware of all of the blessings and many, many, many blessings that come into our lives because we love God. You know, there's so many with God in our lives. It's beautiful. So we're gonna like, what is it, 1723? Okay, we're gonna save the other topics for later because I feel like that was really solid of getting across what I wanted to share with y'all. But I have I'm like excited for the other points that I have to share. It's more on just understanding how the devil operates. And if we can like understand the enemy better, then we can be better equipped to always lead with confidence, that boldness, and pray for God to give you that boldness and that confidence of like the Holy Spirit operating in you, and like even in your smile, like pray for the Holy Spirit to come out of every single pore. And for those who might even be feeling led to pray on like their knees, because sometimes we can get kind of like lazy with how we're like praying and stuff. So I'm just now getting a notification that storage space is running out, which makes 0 sense. I'm going to stop giving my attention to that because that's clearly not now. So that's clearly like working on some ends. But yeah, like I'm constantly working against like weird little remote access Trojans on my phone, like just now, or like a laptop. And so those are the, like, we constantly deal with the enemy. We're never alone. Like we're constantly either being tempted or we're either trying to like hear God's voice. So it's up to you to choose which one you want to give more weight to. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay chosen. Peace, y'all.